Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing two different bills and one proposal involving Social Security. Two of them would help the solvency of the Social Security program and prevent future cuts from taking place in the next 8 to 10 years. And the other bill would actually increase payments for thousands of Social Security beneficiaries. So we'll be covering all three of those bills and proposals in today's video. But before we go ahead and dive into it, if you wouldn't mind helping out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks or $9,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive those free stocks, is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into, of course, the three bills that we are going to be going over in today's video. Well, two of them are actually in bills in Congress right now, waiting to be voted on and potentially passed, whereas the other one right now is not yet in the form of a bill. It's still a proposal. We are going to be covering all three of these in today's video. So the first one we're going to be starting off, it's going to be by a senator in Rhode Island. His name is Sheldon Whitehouse. You can see up on the screen right here. They say, as the deadline approaches for Americans to file their taxes, U.S. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse announced new legislation to protect the solvency of Social Security and Medicare by making the nation's highest earners contribute their fair share. The bill will be filed on tax day, when Chairman Whitehouse will hold a budget committee hearing on how tax dodging by the wealthy and big corporations holds down the broader economy. The ultra-wealthy shouldn't be able to get out of paying Social Security and Medicare taxes on most of their income, said Whitehouse. As President Biden has proposed, my legislation would extend the solvency of Medicare by 20 years and level the playing field so that teachers, police officers, and firefighters aren't paying a much larger share of their income in taxes than billionaires do. It says, despite the bedrock importance of these programs, both are at risk of being unable to fully pay out benefits within the next 15 years. Without new revenue, the Hospital Insurance Trust Fund and the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Funds are expected to become insolvent in 2028 and 2033, respectively. White House's Medicare and Social Security Fair Share Act will do the following. First off, it will preserve Medicare and Social Security while safeguarding benefits. So it's going to significantly extend Social Security solvency and extend Medicare solvency by an estimated 20 years. It's also going to require taxpayers with over $400,000 in income to contribute a fair share to Social Security. So they're going to ensure that no matter the source of their income, high-income taxpayers would pay the same tax rate on their income exceeding that threshold. It's also going to require taxpayers with incomes above $400,000 per year to contribute more to Medicaid and close a loophole in the law that favors high earners as proposed by President Biden. So not only is it going to help solve the solvency issue within Social Security, but it's also going to help that within Medicare as well. And there we have it up on the screen there. The bill, of course, once again was introduced in both the House as well as the Senate. But you can see up on the screen the bill being introduced there in the Senate. And so far, once again, of course, the main sponsor of the bill is Sheldon Whitehouse. And right now it does have 4 co-sponsors. In the Senate, we have Dianne Feinstein, Kirsten Gillibrand, Chris Van Hollen, as well as Amy Klobuchar. So once again, in the Senate, they would need at least 60 votes for any bill to pass. Right now, they only have 4 co-sponsors in addition to Sheldon Whitehouse, so 5 yes votes in total so far. They would need an additional 55 votes in favor of this bill. And right now, considering that we don't have any Republicans and we don't even have all the Democrats in favor of this bill, more than likely it doesn't really stand much of a chance at passing. But of course, we do have another proposal out there that would help save and shore up the solvency of the program so we don't have those benefit cuts of anywhere between 20 to 25%. And unlike the bill that we just spoke about, this one actually happens to be bipartisan, or they're trying to make it so both Democrats and Republicans come together and come up with a bill, much like they did back in 1983 at the very last second. So according to Semaphore, a bipartisan group of senators is talking about raising the retirement age on Social Security. So basically, this is a group that is being led by Senators Angus King. He is an independent in Maine, but he usually votes the same way as Democrats do, and Bill Cassidy, a Republican in Louisiana. It's what they're considering is gradually raising the retirement age up to about 70 as part of their legislation to overhaul Social Security. Semaphore has learned this from two people briefed on their efforts. Other options on the table include changing the existing formula that calculates monthly benefits from one based on a worker's average earnings over 35 years to a different formula that's based instead on the number of years spent working and paying into Social Security. The plan also includes a proposed sovereign wealth fund, as previously reported by Semaphore, that could be seeded with $1.5 trillion or more in borrowed money to jumpstart stock investments, the people said. If it fails to generate an 8% return, both the maximum taxable income and the payroll tax rate would be increased to ensure that Social Security stays on track to be solvent for another 75 years. Senator Mike Rounds, a Republican in South Dakota and also a member of this bipartisan group, previously said that raising the payroll tax cap was under discussion. Only the first $160,000 of employees' earnings are currently subject to payroll taxes, which help fund Social Security. If Congress fails to step in, retirement benefits will be cut roughly by 20% for seniors starting in 2032, per the Congressional Budget Office. Now, the main problem with this bipartisan idea so far is that even if they do come up with a final bill and it's voted on, most Republicans are against raising of any taxes whatsoever. So anything in this bill that's going to raise taxes on any Americans, whether they're wealthy or whether it's the middle class or anyone, they're going to be largely against that. And also, if they include raising of the full retirement age up to 70, more than likely most Democrats are going to vote against that as well. So it's going to be very hard to get the large consensus of both Republicans and Democrats together to vote in favor of this bill, unless we go down to the very last second and they kind of throw a Hail Mary, throw a bill on the table just to save it, and we don't have these huge cuts across the board. Maybe at that point they will. And also, we look at this bill and the $1.5 trillion that they're going to invest. Some lawmakers might see this as like privatizing Social Security, even though it really isn't doing that, but they might kind of have a fear of that and vote against it because of that. And then the final bill that we are going to be talking about in today's video is separate from Social Security solvency. And actually what this bill is going to do is it's actually going to increase payments for thousands of beneficiaries of Social Security who also receive a pension as well. So right now, if you work like a public office job, whether like you're a government worker, a teacher, a firefighter, or a police officer, and you receive a pension, because you receive that pension, and Social Security kind of punishes you, even if you worked enough hours and had enough credits and paid into the Social Security system over the years. In addition to your teacher, firefighter, or any other public office job, they punish you in a way by reducing your Social Security benefit. So if you did not receive that pension, you would have received a larger Social Security benefit, but because you receive a pension in addition to Social Security, they punish you and make it so you receive a lesser amount of money. They want to change that and not punish people for working a public job and also receiving a pension. So this is straight from Abigail Spanberger's website. Spanberger, Graves lead 100-member effort pressing for hearing on bipartisan bill to eliminate the WEP and GPO, provide long overdue fairness to public services. So the Spanberger-led Social Security Fairness Act, which now has 298 co-sponsors, would eliminate both the WEP and the GPO, two provisions of the Social Security Act that unfairly reduce or eliminate Social Security benefits for millions of Americans who had devoted much of their career to public service, including federal employees, police officers, firefighters, and educators. The WEP impacts approximately 2 million Social Security beneficiaries, and the GPO impacts nearly 800,000 retirees. And we can see the bill up on the screen there. Once again, this was the one that was introduced in the House by Garrett Graves. And we can see right now it has a whopping amount of co-sponsors, 308 co-sponsors, 203 are Democrats, 105 are Republicans. And again, for any bill to pass the House, all they need is at least 218 House of Representative members to vote in favor of the bill, and they have more than the 218 figure right there. Again, they have 308 people right now co-signing onto the bill, saying that if they were to vote on it, they would vote yes. And so basically right now we're just waiting for the bill to be voted on, passed through the House, passed in the Senate, and then be sent to Biden's desk to be signed into law. And they have until the end of the year to do so. We'll just have to wait and see whether or not they pass it. But right now it looks like this bill will pass, which is going to increase payments for thousands of beneficiaries of Social Security who also happen to receive a pension as well. But that's all we have for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about all three of these bills. Which one of them would you like to see pass? Which one of them would you like to see not pass? Anything you would change, let me know your thoughts in comments below. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.